Instagram and go live on Facebook. Let me click the button here. So to start the week, to start the new month with a little bit of a Qigong flow, get the energy flowing, get the breath flowing, finding a space where you can stand and you've got space around you to the sides there, space around you forwards and back there. Let's just start off with some very gentle shaking. It's nice and easy. Shake the shoulders around. If you want to tap the heels into the ground, if you want to shake your legs out a little bit. And just a couple of nice cleansing and clearing breaths. Imagine, well, you must probably have, maybe you've just woken up, it's a lovely day. So it's that idea of just breathing in and letting go. It's a nice wake up, expanding the lungs, breathing in through the nose and letting go. Move around a little bit if you want to move around a little bit. No particular way that you have to do this. It's just shaking around a little bit. Get the cells moving. And then just coming to a standing position, just where you feel comfortable, connecting the feet to the ground. And then feeling strong and stable through the lower body, the legs nice and strong. Softening in the belly, strong through the spine, standing a little bit taller maybe. And just notice even in this standing, there is some movement. So I'm not trying to stand up straight. Just keep that lengthening of the spine, but the relaxation too in the face, in the chest, in the belly. Softness, face, chest, belly. And just bringing the hand, just placing across the chest onto the sternum. And just noticing that very, very subtle rise and fall as you gently breathe in and out. Keep that breath gentle in and out through the nose. Not trying to breathe in any particular way. Settle into the rhythm and the flow of the breath. Place the opposite hand just below the ribs. And again, just notice very gentle rise and fall with the breath. Think of rhythm, flow. There's no start or stop to the breath. Even if there's a gentle pause at the top and the bottom, nothing stops. If it feels comfortable for you, just taking that bottom hand and just placing it just below the ribs on the back there. And again, just notice how that area responds to the breath, the rise and the fall. Something I'm very aware of and really want to get across is this whole idea of black and white, or I need to belly breathe and not chest breathe. And there's no separate compartments to where we should feel the breath. And what concerns me sometimes, if we say, oh, we shouldn't be chest breathing, is you miss out on this beautiful, very subtle rise and fall here. That expansion and contraction. We get tight here, everything comes in. And then we start to, when we need to take more breath in, we start to use those accessory muscles. So feel that expansion and contraction. It's very soft, it's very gentle. But when we then need to take more air, if we're exercising, etc., then you want to feel that expansion more here, more here, rather than using these accessory muscles. And a lovely way to visualize that is that the morning, sort of like that awakening breath where you breathe in, it's a lovely day, and breathe out. So let's just do a little bit of that spinal cord breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, keeping it very gentle in and out through the nose. Remember, it's not about forcing anything. We're not forcing, we're not straining. Breathing in, breathing out. And you don't have to follow me, follow your breath. Get that little tilt through the pelvis as well. So as you breathe in, you're spilling out the front of the pelvis. And as you breathe out, spilling out the back. So posterior pelvic tilt, anterior pelvic tilt. If you feel, as you're doing this, you want to take that slightly fuller breath in. Do so. If you want that little bit of expansion. So again, what we don't want to think about is just, oh, I can't take these big breaths. You can take these big breaths. We need those big breaths. We need those cleansing and clearing breaths. The issue comes if we're doing too much of it, or we're over breathing all of the time. So just one or two is good. And then your oxygen CO2 levels will come back to balance. And have a little shake again. Shake, 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 shake. Come back to standing again, just finding that comfortable position, connecting to the ground. Softening into the ankles, give your toes a little bit of a wiggle. Maybe shift side to side on the feet, on the ankles. Really nice and stable on the ground. Soften into the ankles, knees, soften into the knees. Maybe if you want to do a little bend in the knees, a little bit of straightening the knees, a little bit of shaking side to side with the knees. Soften into the hips. Maybe you want to do a little bit of tapping into the hips. Maybe you want to do a little bit of tapping onto your glutes. And soften into the hips. And tall through the spine. And if you join the last couple of classes, remember when we start that rotation and we talk about moving from the center or moving from the hips and the waist, it actually starts with the ground. So the idea of just very gently visualizing the heels coming into the center line. So then you start to use that spiral from the foot all the way through to the hip. And what I'd like you to do now is just bring your attention to the ball of the foot, the bubbling spring. And again, notice how that is responding as you're having that idea of bringing the heel towards the center line. Now remember, you're not moving anything. I'm not physically moving my heel. I'm just drawing it gently into the center line, the center of my body. And the ball of the foot, or on sort of like the heel of the ball of the foot, that's the wrong thing to say. It's not the heel of the ball of the foot. The base of the ball of the foot is the bubbling spring. In Qigong, it's that kidney point. So imagine that you are drawing all the energy from the ground, the power from the ground to create this movement through the bubbling spring. Drawing everything up, lengthening up the spine, lengthening up the crown of the head. And just letting the arms relax. The arms are just like pieces of string. You're doing nothing with the arms, nothing with the shoulders. All the power is coming from the lower body. You can relax into the shoulders. Relax into the shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades. Breath is gentle in and out through the nose. Arm that's swinging across the front, now into a light fist, and you're just tapping. Imagine the tip of the lungs. And then arm that swings across the front. You're bringing into a light, bringing into a cup. And getting right into the shoulders. Back to tip of the lungs. And back to belly and back. Slowing down into water waves. And just coming to standing. Let's open the shoulders and just bringing the palms facing front. And if you need a nice calm, fuller breath, it's to reset, to settle. It's going to open the flow. So your palms are facing towards the body, and it's just as if you got like a little string on your wrist. Float up, elbows soft, shoulders soft, float down. Really feel the weight of the arms there, weight of the shoulders there. Strong and stable through that lower body, but making sure that you're not locked there. So there's maybe a little shift towards the heels as you breathe in and the arms raise up. Maybe a little shift towards the ball of the foot as the arms sink down. That makes sense because there's that shift in the center of gravity. So as the arms float up, your center of gravity changes. So just that very subtle shift back towards the heels. As your arms float down, center of gravity changes again. Remember how you felt the breath at the beginning, where it was just an effortless flow as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out. So again, keep that idea of rhythmical, effortless flow. Of movement and breath. On the next one, just extend that inhale. So you're breathing in, continue to breathe in, and then rotate and breathe out. So moving into soaring crane and then breathing in and out. Notice now how we're extending. Feel that expanding of the chest as we're breathing in, breathing out. Soaring crane. Again, that subtle change in balance, standing a little bit taller, shifting the weight towards the ball of the foot as you're breathing in, and then to counterbalance that change in center of gravity, just very subtle shift towards the heels. Can start to gradually just bring the arms a little bit lower. It's like the soaring crane is coming into land. And then just taking a moment standing, opening the shoulders. If you need that slightly fuller breath, bringing the backs of the arms, so rotating from the shoulders, bringing the backs of the hands connecting there. So feel that relaxation in the shoulder still, but you've got that little bit of internal rotation there. Softness in the elbow. Slight tilt forward, so it's as if you're dropping a little bit towards the ground. So here we're drawing the power from the bubbling spring. Shoulders stay down and relaxed, elbows heavy, and then breathe out. Slight tilt. Draw everything up. Breathe out. There's a temptation when we do this is to start to use the shoulders. So keep those shoulders down. Feel the weight of the arms as you breathe in. When you get elbows to about shoulder height, breathe out. The fountain. Feel the subtle movement all the way through the spine. Relax the wrists, soften into the fingers. And then just taking a moment, again, just coming back to standing. Let's have the shoulders open, standing tall. Let's bring the palms facing up so you create that little bit of a roundness. And we're going to combine tree sways in the wind cloudy hands and pebble in the pond into one flow. So palms facing up. We rotate, breathing in. Rotate, breathing out. Tree sways in the wind. And then opposite side. When you get to the end of that movement, you leave one palm down, the other palm comes towards the chest, heart center. We go into that figure of 8 with the hips. And just breathe however you feel comfortable with this, very gently in and out through the nose. Soft, 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 light, effortless breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe explore speeding it up a little bit. Maybe explore slowing it down a little bit. Play around, have a little bit of fun with it. Palms facing down into pebble in the pond. Breathe with the movement here, breathing out. Breathing in. And then interlocking your thumbs, resting on the lower down chin, bringing the feet together, standing tall. Just for a moment, closing your eyes. Just allowing the body to rock and sway, bamboo in the wind. Taking a calm breath in through the nose. Opening your eyes, stepping out, having a very gentle brush down. So a great way just to set yourself up for the day, for the month, for the season. Have a little bit of a shake. Hopefully that was enjoyable. You got something from that. Please do leave any comments. If there's anything in particular you want to work on, as always, highlight that. Leave any comments, get in touch with me. I will see you on Wednesday when we'll do a little bit more functional movement as well. Take care. Thanks for joining. Bye bye. Have a good day.